shit. Sorry. I was on mute and yeah. So it is very important to foster the environment of trust. Like when we are talking about the benefits of trust, we have realized that when we have the open communication, when we have the transparent communication, there are many things which are minimized, like miscommunication, wrong interpretation of the message, clearly undefined roles and responsibilities are not there. Everything is clearly defined. People can share their suggestions. So these are the benefits of having open communication and transparent communication within the organization. It naturally instills a feeling of trust among the employees. By default, the feeling of trust, the feeling of closeness, the feeling of bond will automatically develop within the organization amongst the team members when you will foster transparent communication. Employees feel safer communicating things honestly, not only between themselves, but with management. So employees are happy to share their feelings. Employees are happy to openly express themselves. There's no hesitation because it is a transparent communication. Whatever you feel, you can easily communicate that thing amongst yourself and even with the manager. It reduces the chances of people covering up mistakes, blaming one another when something goes wrong. Now, why this chances reduce? By the chance of covering of mistakes, blaming each other, that will get reduced if there is a transparent communication. A very small example, that a work is being given, the roles and responsibilities are being clearly defined, but due to some reason, one of the person was unable to perform their roles and responsibility. The work was not done on time. So in that situation, when there is transparent communication, each and every person in the organization will be aware that what work was given to which person, what was the clearly defined roles and responsibility, and this will reduce the chances of the people covering up mistakes, or you won't be able to blame one another when something goes wrong because all the roles responsibilities are clearly defined. It doesn't allow them to withhold information that could benefit the organization. So the people cannot withhold the information. They cannot keep the information to themselves when we are talking about transparent communication. No matter whether they want to share or not, they will have to share the information which can benefit, which could benefit the growth of the organization, help the organization in achieving their goals and objectives. So in transparent communication, the withholding of information option is not there. No one can withhold the information. Next we discussed was fewer barriers to innovation. Now when people, you are promoting engagement of people, engagement, you're promoting productivity, you're motivating them. It is a two-way communication, transparent communication. So obviously it is going to promote their innovation, because when information is passing on smoothly, it is passing on transparently, so people will be motivated. They'll be motivated by uh, by the transparency they are seeing, and because of that they will come up with new innovations, new ways of solving the problem. So it helps to promote employee engagement and productivity, and it discourages information holding. That's what we have learned in the first point also when we were talking about truth and value, that it is going to discourage the information holding. You cannot hold on the information with yourself. Employee collaborate better when information is shared openly. Yes, open information will allow them to collaborate better, because same information is shared with each and every person in the organization. Whatever you know, other person knows the same thing. If you do not have open communication, so before communicating, you'll think whether he or she is aware about that thing or not. So due to this reason, when we have open communication, transparent communication, it helps the employees to collaborate better and effectively also, because there is no hidden information which any of the person is having. It solve problems more effectively and innovate more. So again, it helps in solving the problem effectively because everyone is aware about the problem which is being faced by the organization. So it is going to solve the problem more effectively with more new, creative, and innovative ways. This naturally helps to grow the organization's bottom line. So by default, naturally, it is helping the organization to grow the bottom line, because see, now at every level, every place, the organization, the employees in the organization will have the same information flowing to them. So the next benefit is better engagement and retention. So it helps to set things up for the employees' recognition. It leads to more employee satisfaction and better engagement and long-term retention. Yes. See, when employees are happy, when employees are motivated, they are inspired, they have a very open, very friendly environment. So obviously, they would love to stay in the organization for a longer duration, and they will be engaged also, because open transparent communication means people will be allowed to present their views, their feedback, their innovation, their ideas, their suggestions. So when you have openness for everything, when they are engaging you, so it will by default help you to retain your employees for a longer duration. So it helps set things up for the employee recognition. It leads to more employee satisfaction and better engagement and long-term retention. So it will lead that employee in the organization are going to be more satisfied. They're going to be more happy because they are getting that feeling of belongingness. They'll feel that yes, we are also the internal part and an important part of the organization. The organization, the employers are valuing our work. So here it will create better understanding. It will help them to be satisfied, help them to be engaged, and also with this most important, that is retention of the employee. It will help to retain the employees for a longer duration. Now, engagement is essential for establishing and maintaining a positive organizational culture. If you want to maintain a positive organizational culture, if you want to establish a positive, good organizational culture, then the engagement of the employees is very important. Last thing says recognition should spell out how employees have contributed to the organization. When you're recognizing someone, it's not just you just come and say, okay, this is the award, but for what you are recognizing, you have to tell that every employee in the organization should be aware about the recognition a person is getting and why he is getting that recognition. What is the reason for getting that recognition should be clear for the employees as well as for the people working in the organization. This is going to help them to be engaged and retain them for a longer duration, because They do not just want any kind of awards, any kind of recognition. They want that people should know, their surrounding people, their employees should know what good they have done, how their work has benefited the organization, and for what you are recognizing them. After this, next comes is higher quality, better fit candidates in your recruitment offer. So again, this is one of the way, like higher quality and better fit candidates. So being open minded, honest about your organization. When you take the interview, you need to be very clear about your organization culture, priorities, the financial picture of the organization, salary range. Everything should be made clear during the interview process, because this will help the candidate to build a good image about the organization. It will help the candidate to decide that what kind of organizational culture is followed in this organization. So when you are taking the interview, when you are talking to the interviewer, make sure you are being very transparent about your organizational culture, priorities, financial picture, and the salary range. Your recruitment efforts will attract people who are truly invested in your mission. So when you are being clear with everything, so it is going to attract the talent for the organization, because they will see a clear vision, and they will find out that whether they are interested in that vision or not. So this will help them to get attracted and to invest in your organizational mission. And organization are more likely to be successful within your culture. So yes, organization will also be very successful if they will have that open culture. They'll have transparency in communicating with the employees and the candidates. Now, next point which comes is clear-eyed leadership. What is clear-eyed leadership? Your leadership, both on staff and on the boards, gains a more accurate sense of organizational reputation and internal policies. See, being a leader, you are the person who have to make people aware about the organizational policies to the staff as well as to the board also. It will help you to gain a more accurate sense of organizational reputation. You will have the clear picture about the organizational reputation and the internal policies which are being followed. So when employees are in the loop about an organizational challenge, they'll likely better understand and support the tough decision that leader must make. So now, see, you need to understand one thing, that employees are the part of the organization. If the organization stands by your side in your tough time, same way, the employee will also stand by your side during your tough times. So if you will have a clear communication, transparent communication, you will tell employees about what the organization is going through, how the things are going through, then they would likely understand the things better and support the tough decision that leader must make. They will support those tough decisions which will help the organization to which will help the organization, and it will help the employees to stand by the organization time during the crisis or during the tough time in the organization. So when they will have transparency, people in the organization will know that why the tough decision was taken. Let's say in the organization, all of a sudden a salary cut was made, salary for each and every employee was deducted. So there, when employer will know about the financial crisis, the problem the organization is going through, the challenges the organization is facing, employee will understand that thing and they will stand by the organizational side during that tough time also. Next, some other benefits of communicating transparently are strengthen workplace environment. With the clear communication, transparent communication, you are strengthening the workplace environment, because when you have bond, when you have trust among the members, when employees understand the organization, they work towards the goals and mission of the organization. So obviously it is going to strengthen the workplace environment. It is going to create a healthy environment, healthy workplace environment in the organization. Just 1 minute. Yes. So the benefits is strengthening workplace environment. We all know that a strong workplace environment, good workplace environment is very important for the organization to survive, as well as to create a friendly environment and to retain the employees. Now, if you remember the motivational theory, where we have discussed about the hygienic theory of hygienic factor. So yes, it is equivalent to that only. Transparent communication comes under the hygienic factor. Those, though these things are not visible, these things are not demanded by the people, these things are not going to improve their working efficiency, but if these things are not there, transparency and communication is not there, then it is going to weaken the workplace environment. It is going to uh, make employee quit their job. It won't be able to retain the employees for a longer duration. But with strong workplace environment, strengthened workplace environment, you will have more dedicated, loyal employees for the organization who will be standing by the organizational side during the tough times also. So for that, you need to encourage the transparent communication policy in the organization. Next point is growing employee engagement. Now, you want to grow the employee engagement? So growing employee engagement means you are making employee part of all the decisions, like not all, but yes, major of the decisions. You are making the employees part of those decisions. You are asking the employees for their suggestions, for their feedback. Along with that, you will also make the employee feel the sense of belongingness within the organization. They will start feeling that yes, we also belong from this organization, and organization consider us as an important part for the organization. So here, a growing employee engagement will again be possible due to communicating transparently. Then next benefit is communication improvement. How communication improves? With a transparent communication, how it is improving the communication? Communication is improving because things are being shared the way they are. There is no hidden message. There is no assumptions which are being made. People are aware about what is to be done, how it is to be done, who is responsible for doing what, roles, responsibilities, tasks, objectives, everything is clear. And why it is clear? Because of the improvement in the communication. There is no barriers as such. People cannot hide the truth. So that is how the communication improve. People cannot hide the important facts, important information. They're supposed to disclose the complete information rather than withholding the important information to themselves. They do not have the option to withhold the information. So here it is going to improve the communication within the organization, and hence when communication is improved, it will bring team more close to each other. And the last thing of communicating transparently, last benefit is customer relation improvement. Now, if you are honestly accepting the customer feedback, you are talking to them transparently, you are clearly telling them about the effects, side effects, benefits about the product without having any hidden figure or fact. So, by default, it is going to help the organization to have good relation, to have improved relation with the customer. Customer do not want to be loyal towards any organization which hides the truth for them, or where the customer feels that the partial truth is disclosed, the information, hidden information is given. So in that situation, to improve the customer relation, when you will have the transparent communication, when you will tell them everything specifically and clearly, ultimately it is going to have a good customer relation with the employees. Customer will be satisfied, they'll be happy getting to know the transparency of the communication. Now with this, we have finished with the benefits of transparent communication. Now, what are the ways by which you can achieve transparency in organization? So the ways here are, the first way is be on the same page. This means, yes, okay, before going to the slides, just tell me, what do you know about this? What are the ways by which you can achieve transparency in the workplace? So basically, if we talk about the ways, there are 4 different ways by which you can achieve the transparency in the workplace. So what are those ways? What are those ways? Be on same page. The first way is you have to be on the same page. Everyone should be on the same page, from the CEO to the newest employee. Now here, being on the same page simply means that you as a CEO of the organization, you as an employee of the organization, you as a manager of the organization, you as a leader in the organization, all of you are on the same page. You all have the clear understanding about the clear goals and missions, vision of the organization. You all are having the same goal, same objective for which you will be working. So this makes everyone, right from the top management till the lower ground management, everyone is on the same page. Even if you have hired a new employee, that new employee also knows about all the policies, rules, procedures, culture of the organization. For being everyone on the same page, you should create a clear set of aims for your organization. Have that thing clear. An aim should be specific and simple to understand. So the aim which you are setting, that should be specific, that should be simple to understand. So first thing by which you can achieve transparency is be on the same page. Second, communication prioritizing. Create an open path of communication between upper level and the employees. There should be a clear path, like this is the way by which you can communicate with the top level management, or top level management can communicate with the employees. So there should be open path which is very clear and which is adopted by all the level of management to share their information, to communicate with each other. Develop trust and unset rules of positive feedback and constructive evaluation. You have to develop trust, then set rule of positive feedback and constructive evaluation should also be taken care. Next is feedback. Ask your employees to share feedback and thoughts about the organization and its operation. From time to time, have those time surveys, have those forms, have those surveys, which will help the organization to get the feedback of the employees, that what do they think about the organization. Is there any scope of improvement? Are the employees happy with whatever is going on? The operations, the organization, management, any kind of thought or feedback, if the employees have, that should be shared with the management. So you should ask your employees to share their feedback on regular basis. Have a regular performance conversation between managers and employees. See, it's not about just the pandemic when people are working remotely. It is very important, no matter whether you're working physically or remotely, that performance conversation should be done regularly between the manager and employees. The regular feedback about the employees' work should be given by the manager on regular basis, so that if there is any area of improvement, so that if the employees feel that in some areas the management need to work, or the manager feels that the employee is lacking some specific kind of training, so all those things can be worked on. Just that is possible when you will get the proper feedback from the manager and the employees. Manager gets feedback from the employees and employees get feedback from the manager. So that is how, again, it is the way by which you can bring transparent communication. The last thing is sharing ups and downs. Employees should be informed about all the positive and negative news. You should never hide, even if the organization has started going in losses. Make sure you are informing all the employees about it clearly, no matter whether the information is positive or negative. It is important to inform all the people about the positive and negative news. Why? Because if they will have negative news, if they'll listen to negative news, if they will be aware about the crisis, the problems which are about to come, that will help the organization to make their employees stand by them during that crisis. And second thing is, sharing the up and down can create a sense of togetherness and motivate your employees. Employees will be motivated that yes, not only the negative, even positive things are also being shared with us, which will give them the sense of togetherness, which will help them to be motivated, to bring that motivation in the employees. It is very important to share both the up and down. Many times in organizations, see, if there is any negative news, they share with the people. And whenever they achieve something, whenever they do something really great, they do not make employees part of that conversation, part of that celebration, and ultimately this will affect the loyalty, honesty, trust of the employees towards the organization. Sharing only the positives is also not good, because people will not come to know about the negative news and they won't be prepared to face the upcoming challenges or crisis. Sharing only the negative news is also not good, because employee will be demotivated. They'll feel that when things are going good, no one recognizes that. But if they need us, they need our support, then they share all the types of news, all the negative news with us. So ultimately it is going to create a bridge between the employees and the employers. So if you want to fill that bridge, if you do not want that bridge to come between the employer and the management, it is very important that you share all the ups and downs, all the positive and negative news of the organization with the employees. This will help the employees to maintain that faith, that loyalty towards the organization. So with this, we are done with today's session. Any doubts still here? No. Okay. So we have discussed about two things, that what are the ways by which you can achieve transparency in the workplace. And second, we have discussed about the benefits of communicating transparently. Now, in the next session, we will be discussing about the ways for promoting transparent communication. There are various ways. There are almost 5 ways by which we can promote transparent communication in the organization. And promoting transparent communication in the organization will help to develop trust among team members. Ways of promoting that we'll be doing in the next session of trust building. Now we'll have the last session of the day in next 10 minutes, that is time management. So just take your 10 minutes break and we'll start with the last session of the day at 4.